In order to unravel a deadly secret and put the past to rest, Barry Allen and Bruce Wayne are going to have to join forces in the pages of Flash issue number 64, part 2 of The Price. Let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Alright, so if you'll recall from the previous issue, Gotham Girl had gotten back in the mix and it seemed that she was trying to resurrect her dead brother Gotham. Claire isn't doing it on her own though, she has a benefactor in the form of a giant shadowy mountain of a man holding a vial of green goo, and it's Bane. Like, seriously, is there any doubt? What's the point of even casting him in shadows when it's just this obvious? Especially as the comic goes on, it gets even more obvious. Now back in Central City, the Flash and Batman are bonding over their mutual ability as detectives, trying to sift through all the damage left behind by Gotham Girl at the Flash Museum. A cute thing they do this issue is having Barry and Bruce deal with dueling inner monologues. Neither knows what the other is saying, but we as the audience can see that they want to say a lot to each other, but just can't because of all the tension in the air following Wally and Sanctuary. This issue also poses an interesting question, and that is, who is the better detective, Batman or the Flash? They both can lay claim to this one, having solved some major cases in their day, and hey, it's definitely a more interesting question than who's faster, Superman or the Flash. Our heroes get a major break in the case when they discover a strange leaf that grows only in tropical areas and is covered in a pesticide that is not legal most places in the world. This in turn leads them to a remote island famous for drug running, and oh geez, what villainous mastermind do we know who runs drugs for a living when he's not being a supervillain? Honestly, it's right here where I think this issue is at its absolute strongest. Bruce and Barry are trying to keep the conversation going while also cutting through the mountains of tension, as I mentioned before. The strangest thing happens in this issue too. The Flash asks how married life is treating Batman. Yeah, wrap your head around that one, everyone. No other book referenced Batman's wedding, and now it seems that all the members of the Justice League, his closest friends and allies, have no idea it fell apart. I mean, I can understand Batman not wanting to share his own personal pain with his teammates, but still, no one from the League decided to drop by, even drop off a wedding gift. That's all just so very sad. Now, eventually the heroes manage to make their way inside Gotham Girl's inner sanctum, and oh boy, is it a creepy serial killer nest complete with a bunch of pictures of different superheroes. Flash makes notice of one rather interesting picture on the wall, and that is childhood drawings Gotham Girl and her brother made of their costumes that they were going to wear when they were older. This actually gets Barry all nostalgic for the days when he helped Wally put together his first costume, which in turn makes him pretty sad. He also asked Batman if he had helped the Robins make their costumes, only to be told Alfred did it. The important takeaway the Flash has from this one is that these two didn't build their costumes on their own. Someone must have been helping them, and yeah, Bane was behind it all, wasn't he? The further they go too, the more creepy stuff they find, including a bunch of tanks reusing old Mr. Freeze tech. It seems that Claire isn't just trying to regrow one brother, she's trying to regrow a whole family's worth of heroes. And why yes, before you even have to ask, that mysterious green juice she's been shooting into all of these test tube heroes, it's a cocktail of many compounds, but the main ingredient is, yep, venom. But that's not all the Flash finds. He also discovers one of those weird creepy masks from Sanctuary, which gets him mad at Batman all over again. And once more, I'm forced to remind you that that mask is literally modeled after the Psycho Pirate's mask, and no one has brought this up yet, either in this book or in Heroes in Crisis, and it's honestly getting pretty damn annoying, especially when we stop and consider Batman used the Psycho's Pirate's mask to try and fix Gotham Girl's brain. It clearly didn't take, as she's still crazy and now evil on top of all that. I just wish someone would say something already. Gotham Girl comes back and is ready to punish our heroes for touching her things. She also sends in the clones to do her dirty work for her. It seems that she's gotten hooked on this new super venom stuff, as it helps her use her amazing Superman level powers without shortening her own life. So in short, she's found a great cheat code. She's also completely and utterly deluded right now, blaming Batman for putting her on the bench and saying that she should be using her powers for the betterment of all mankind, even though that's totally not what she's doing right now. She's playing out petty revenge fantasies. And it's on that note right there that the comic comes to a close, everybody. So that was The Flash issue number 64, and it was an enjoyable enough issue in this little crossover series. The book is certainly its most fun when it's just the Flash Flash and Batman having a fun little road adventure with each other, swapping stories, showing how they're a lot alike but also really different at the end of the day. In fact, I wish all of that stuff could have been the whole story, but sadly that comes to a screeching halt whenever we have to connect back to everything that's going on in Heroes in Crisis and everything that's been going on in Tom King's Batman book up until now. It's just such a tangled mess of confusing motivations and selective forgetting about stuff that happened before. To Williamson's credit though, he's absolutely trying his damnedest to have all of this make sense. I imagine him writing this story like he was on the floor trying to untangle a bunch of Christmas lights. Ultimately though, I did like it for what it was, and I would feel comfortable giving it a 7.5 out of 10, even despite my reservations. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I have available from the channel. And you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you really like what I do, you might want to pick up a Cape Joel shirt. Yes, that's right, I have my own merch store over at TeePublic. Check out for great designs like my little Cape Man, stuff from the comic multiverse, fun stickers, in-jokes. We got it all over at the TeePublic store. You can check it out right now. And I will be sure to see you all again next time. Bye-bye.